Tim, we're here with TLC Pressure Washing. We're out at this home in Laverne, Tennessee. These are very small homes. These are like less than 1,500 square foot home. This particular home is 1,100 square feet. And we also did the pad the AC sits on, the back patio, the front porch, the sidewalk, and stuff. And I put this flow meter on so I could see about how much we use. For this house, we used 164.8 gallons, so almost 165 gallons to clean and rinse this particular home. Now, this flow meter has a couple of uses. I use it not only to test stuff like this, but also I can tell how much the water flow is in the home. So if you get to an area which Laverne, Tennessee has notorious for this, a little $20 flow meter will, if I can get it off, there we go. A little $20 flow meter will tell you a lot. So I'm gonna go from gallons to gallons per minute. I'm gonna pop it back on. And I already did this. It was about 6 or 7 gallons a minute. And then I'm gonna let it flow. 6.8 is where it's tacking out. So this house has about a 7 gallon a minute flow. So if you run a 5.5 gallon a minute machine and say a 10 gallon a minute soft wash, you can compute, or say you are on a 10 gallon a minute machine or an 8 gallon a minute machine, and then your soft wash pulls about 10 to 15 gallons a minute, you can kind of compute how much, depending on how much water you carry, how much you could do and keep up. Sometimes you have places where the water flow kind of stinks and you're sitting there going, oh, I ran out of water, especially if you're doing flat work, because you will go through some water with flat work. And of course, that's a generalization, because you're more than likely not going to be on the wand 24/7 unless you're doing flat work. Then you're on the wand most of the time, and if you're not scrubbing, you're rinsing. So you go through a lot more water at 5, 8, 10 gallons a minute than you would with just a house wash, because you're going to be spraying and waiting. Your person's going to be spraying and waiting. You're going to catch up. You're going to go from hitting the gutters with high pressure to low pressure rinse. So you're going to be changing tips or ball valves or things like that. So it changes. So anyway, this little contraption is like 20 bucks. And I take pictures of almost every house we do, so I can get an idea of the general area and what the water flow is. So when we move up to higher flow equipment and we're sitting here with a 525 gallon tank, I know that if I have 2 gallons a minute out here, but I'm using almost 20 gallons a minute, you know, how much exactly time I have before I'm going to be sitting and waiting. Plus, this also will tell me how much water we use, so I can let the homeowner know when they complain, oh, you're using my water. Well, I used 100 gallons, 200 gallons, and it'll cost you like 20 cents or whatever. Tim Moore, TLC Pressure Washing.